everybody, welcome back. My name is Sam. It's got the golden hour right now. Got out here a little late to do this video, but I wanted to take you guys back on a little trip on memory lane and remind you what the green truck came from right here. This is the bed off the green truck. Stress fractured all out. I mean, it's not rust, it's stress fractured, but the bed is pretty much shot, and the whole truck kind of followed that same pattern. But it is just a little bit better, and I'm proud of how this thing turned out, despite the few dents that I did not pull on it. Because it's a truck, it's going to see more dents. But this is the green truck, the truck that I just finished restoring, rebuilding, whatever you want to call it. I brought this thing, I'm going to go ahead and say it, I brought it back to life. This poor thing was completely thrashed, and I bought it for the engine and transmission. It's a 1994 Dodge 2500, 12-valve Cummins with a 5-speed manual transmission. This is actually the only 5-speed factory manual transmission truck I own. Every one of them has all been automatic swap to a stick shift. But when I bought this, I wanted the engine and transmission to put in grandma's truck, because it would make life a lot easier. Just a first factory swap, go straight in there. But I started looking at this truck and I saw just a fraction of what potential this thing actually had. It still had life to give. Now, I started this thing as a budget build, and I did exactly that. I was looking at all the parts that this thing required and realized I had all of them pretty much already in my possession, just lying around from my past builds. I got parts trucks laying down there. I got extra stuff inside a cargo container at Dad's house. I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring this thing back to life. So today's video, I'm going to talk about how much it cost me to bring this thing back to life. I'll just say it like that, yeah. So if you guys haven't seen the video where I restored this thing start to finish, go watch that right now. Comment on that video, subscribe to the channel. That enters you in the giveaway for a toolbox or a jacket, your choice. I will announce a winner when I hit 50,000 subscribers. So like this video right now, subscribe to the channel anyway if you haven't already. My analytics say only like 40% of you guys are subscribed to the channel. 60% are watching that are not subscribed. So hopefully you guys watch the channel. Subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Well, let's go ahead and start breaking down itemized list of stuff that I bought to bring this thing back to life. Now, I'm not going to tally up the score on this if I already owned the parts, like tires and wheels and stuff. I'm not going to include that on the price tag because I already owned them. I've had them for many years. But go back to the beginning. Why I painted this thing green is because the truck was green to start off with, but I already had the bed. The bed has got a couple dents. It's by all means not perfect, but it was way better than what the truck already had on it. So I took this bed, I buffed it, cleaned it up. It looked quite a bit better than it did after sitting. It's factory paint from '97. It's still holding up. It's a little bit faded compared to the brand new paint that's on the cab. And then I wanted to put a camper shell on it. You guys will learn that purpose probably in the next video involving this truck. But the camper shell is another shade of green because it's for a Chevy. So that's what happens when you got a budget build and mosquitoes around here. You get some colors that match a little bit, but I'll say it again, it looks a lot better than it did when I first got it. So let's start from front to back, and I'll start cranking off the stuff that I had to buy for it and stuff that I already had lying around. And we'll tally up the score. Let me grab my phone here. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing some math real quick. Now, I originally paid $2,500 for that clapped out truck. Now, some people will argue that that might be kind of expensive for a clapped out truck, but the frame was rust free, it wasn't damaged, and nobody cried a river when I paid double that for the G56 swap that went into my 98. So, let's go ahead and add the rest of this stuff up. I did replace the front end. I already owned that complete front end swap off of the 97 truck, 100,000 mile front end. It feels nice and solid. Stays on the road, drives straight. Very happy with how that worked out. But let's add up some of the stuff that I did start actually buying. First thing on the list, the hood. $15 hood. Oops. $15 hood off of Facebook. Pretty reasonable. I did have to buy a grill. I'm still missing some stuff on this truck. All in all, guys, it's got this weird scorpion thing because I haven't bought a little grill emblem yet. But that grill was only 75 bucks. Bought the headlights, which is everybody's favorite thing to ask about. These were pretty much the cheapest headlights that looked good. They're actually not bad quality, but they were. 66 bucks plus $45 bulbs in there. Not bad. The bumper, I took that. That was off of my 98 truck when I swapped it to Ronell. Same thing. These came free with a light bar kit that I bought a while back, the little lights. I guess by definition we could put $5 for the switch and $5 for the fuse. So $5 for the fuse holder rather. Start going down the list, down the line. Mud flaps, 50 bucks. Cummins emblems, 20 bucks. These were given to me off an 18. I did replace the factory door locks and ignition. That was $75. The mosquitoes are something fierce right now. Get out of here. Inside the cab here, all I've replaced in here was the headliner, which was 50 bucks with the glue and material. New seat covers and floor mats was about 55. We're not doing too terrible right now. Door panels, those came out of the 95. Didn't have to buy those. Yes, there's a little bit of green. We forgot to put a piece of tape over the hole for the mirror. No big deal. Already had a clutch. I had a good clutch lying around. Didn't need to replace that. 20 bucks. The little grip tape down there on the steps. I don't know what brand these steps are. They came on the truck. That's another question people are asking. These bed rails, these little caps I put on there for the 2 rails, and the end piece was about 150. I paid 200 bucks for the camper shell, plus 50 bucks for the 2 shocks. Coming around to the back, oh, I forgot to add my sweet $38 stereo that's Bluetooth, and it has a backup camera that actually works like a champ. The camper shell limits your visibility, and that backup camera definitely helps. So we're 3,400 bucks right now. One of the bigger expenses on this build was the exhaust, which was only 260 bucks for a 4-inch Diamond Eye with a muffler. I believe Grandma's truck is not going to get a muffler. I think it's going to be romping full status, straight piped. And let's see, I think that's borderline the most that we had to do. I needed to replace the transfer case. I already had one of those. I just robbed the 29 spline out of the broken one, because that's why the guy sold it, is the transfer case grenaded. We'll add about 200 bucks for miscellaneous stuff like oil filters, fuel filters, air cleaner, stuff like that. Nothing too expensive on that end, just standard stuff. I did front and rear main, tappet cover gasket. There's going to be a couple more leaks here and there. I'm sure I'm going to discover those as time goes on, but this truck was so coated with oil and stuff underneath, I wouldn't have known what was leaking because I couldn't see it. The most expensive thing on this whole build would have been the paint job. Now, all stuff included, bought paint, bought primer, bought paint gun, all that stuff ran about 1,000 bucks. But I bought 2 gallons of the paint, which was expensive stuff, and I only used not quite 1. So we'll ballpark and we'll just cut that in half because I have enough material to paint a whole another truck. So 1,000 bucks worth of material, only used half of it. We'll say add another $500 to the bill. So that puts us at about $4,400. It's, you know, ballpark math, 4,379 bucks. Now, the whole purpose of this video is not to brag and say, hey, I built this truck for very little. Somebody could probably beat that. I don't know. But I had a lot of fun doing this, working on this truck with my buddies. But the purpose is just to show you guys, it doesn't cost a fortune to bring one of these trucks back to life. Again, I cut a couple corners here. I did not pull dents. It's going to get more dents. And if I would have pulled all the dents out of it and it got the first dent from whatever accident, I would have been pretty bummed. But as it sits, if it got dent right now, I'd be like, oh, it's a truck. We'll be fine. And this truck went completely against all what I normally do. I don't like to do lift kits. I don't like the 35s. But I had this stuff lying around and I figured, what the hell? Let's throw it on this truck and have some fun. So again, the purpose of this video is to show you guys you can build one of these trucks up. I've already had quite a few people trying to buy this from me. I'm not trying to sell it. I have plans for this truck to keep it, even though I have 2 more trucks on the lineup. Grandma's truck is next, and it's going to get a way better job than this one. I'm going to be even more proud of that truck. But then I have the purple truck, which is maroon. Somebody can buy that one when I'm done with that one. I plan on flipping that one so I can put a down payment on a new F-word. But the green truck, boys and girls, back to life. I've been driving it quite a bit. I did have one issue with it. It was having a hard time starting. And I was like, damn, what the hell? At first I thought the starter was going out, but I jumped it and it started just fine. It turned out to be the battery terminals. They were just really, really oaky. So I got these little wing nut ones. I'll go ahead and show you guys that stuff. Keep you in the loop. I know you guys that watch my channel very often probably appreciate this stuff. So pop the hood on this to show you guys what's underneath. Fairly clean. Stock for the most part. I did turn it up very slightly, but I tried to clean this up the best I could. It was just a little corrosion and stuff, and the factory ones had been replaced with some junky ones, and I put some better ones, and the truck starts up no problem now. I did appreciate all the comments you guys left on the restore video. I very much appreciated all that and your support along the way. It is definitely very satisfying to see, you know, your image come through to what it could be. So green truck's all done. Nicks and knacks, I'm sure I'll find out through the next couple months of its life here, but I think that's all I wanted to say. I'll end this video here, guys. Comment below, subscribe to the channel, get all them numbers up. I'm not gonna end the video without letting you guys hear the truck. I know, gosh dang. You guys ready for it? Starts like a first gen most of the time. I'll put a link for the stereo. It actually works great. Look at that backup camera. Yeah. Oh, you guys can't see it. Come on, focus. Okay, guys. Later on. Like the video. Appreciate it. See ya.